Gosh, I've been asked to come on, even though I've really just only opened my eyes. And with everything that's happening, like I met up with some Soul Tribe yesterday for the first time in the physical with some of them. I had already met them, but all of us together. And very, very powerful energies right now. Big, big, big Leo, Lion, Pharaoh energy. So I know something's going on in the timelines. But like we're all from very different cultures. And I was just observing stuff that's going on in London, and obviously having been sort of raised in this environment for most of my life, and knowing the history of the UK and the different cultures and things, like whatever is going on in this really weird purge at the minute, that we're back to having racist riots in London or the UK in 2024, it blows my mind. How we're not at a level of human consciousness where we're appalled and ashamed ourselves that we are taking action that way. Now, I know a lot of this with the way that I view and believe the world works these days, after things that I've seen and witnessed and experienced, is that some bodies are not conscious of the darker forces that work through them and take over and work through the imbalance of emotions and work with the fire energy and the darkness, because that darkness has not been integrated consciously. It leads. Everybody has light in them. Everyone with a soul. And we were sort of not purely focused on that last night, because we are here in a high vibration. So, we talked about amazing things, but to honour the lives that have been lost, because obviously there are souls that have come for clearly a short mission and are leaving the planet at the moment, 222 on the clock, in the name of the healing of the nations, and I honour their presence and their sacrifice, because they left the realm now. Their physical lives have ceased, potentially for the greater good. Those lives that have been lost, innocent lives that have been lost now. I mean, this is quite a serious thing. I wake up, I don't know what was going to come and be downloaded, or what they like me to share and the themes, but I just find it absolutely bonkers, and how anybody else is not, and this is just maybe the dual world split, or the work we've personally done on ourselves, is like how we can't now look at the cycles, having so many of us do the personal work, to be like, what's going on here? Like, people are choosing the same cycles, repeated behaviour to go back into, to perform in ways that we've already overcome from the riots in the 80s and, various things with hooligans and far right. Like, what are we doing, people? And I say we because I'm still part of a collective. That is no way my type of behaviour or anyone I associate with. These days, I do know people that have moved through very dark pasts and histories, and they move in different ways now. They've overcome things that have led them to do not good things in the physical, because they are highly spiritual, sensitive people and act as a conduit for energies. And before, they didn't know that. And so any old Tom, Dick and Harry in the spirit can use us as a vessel for their impure intentions. And our vessels can get hijacked. Now, that's just one way of believing life right now. Other people don't need to believe it. It's just near-death experiences, soul expansion, awakening, psychedelics, whatever. There's a whole host of things, yoga, breath work, sleep, good rest, changing my gut health, that have led to why I believe certain things right now, and why I'm observing what's going on with a auntie kind of vibe. Like, are we still here in 2024? Why are we still acting like this? Like children. It's pathetic. And I don't mean children in a good way, because actually children... I'll take that back, actually. I don't know why that's coming into this message, because I respect children and I respect the magic that they hold within. And many are prey to unconscious and imbalanced systems and beliefs that are imposed on their beautiful, innocent minds. I think I meant in terms of like the unruly nature, which wild energy is powerful when harnessed in a creative way. But with what's going on right now, like I'm not talking about, there has to be some form of purge and overcoming, but the reason and rationale, like behind what's going on right now, rather than combine and connect as one people and see the societal structures and political movements as, I was going to say enemy, but you know, I'm not here to create any form of anarchy. I just think why we're turning on each other is what they want. This is all distraction. Everything is planned. That was my bone. 626. I don't know when I'll put this out. It's pretty real. It's not even at 8 o'clock, I don't think. Is people. The people need to come together. We, the people, are for the most part not the problem. It's the things that are going on around us in this crazy zoo that are shifting and shaping and changing the way that people are moving right now, forcing these people, because unknowingly they just move into spaces like, you know, unregulated and unchecked, into lower timelines, into lower vibrations and densities because of the choices they make every day, foods that we intake, narratives that people might watch on the lie vision, sitting at night waiting to receive words and news rather than potentially seeking our own knowledge, looking at a whole different spectrum of beliefs and coming to our own individual perspective. You know, rather than being fed and force-fed certain things, we start to fast and become selective in our intake of what we consume on all planes, on all levels. So, as someone who is among many right now trying to consciously weave timelines and create and harness and maintain the highest timeline available to me right now, I desire this for everybody who's working with pure love and intention, because I know the light has won. We have won. Everything that's played out in the spiritual has already showed us this. What's playing out in the physical is almost like a delayed reaction of the battles that have been going on over the past couple of years in the unseen realms. So, you know, my reaction to some of this stuff, because I'm human, I feel things, I feel a lot of the pain at the minute, and you know, certain days are not always fun for me because I'm transmuting, crying, feeling emotions that I know are not mine. I'm not angry at the minute. Yet, I could say it'd be very easy for me to put my fist through a wall with the injustice I feel, but I don't work like that anymore. I want to live. I am peace. I want to maintain that vibration for the benefit of the legacy that I'm leaving on the planet. I don't want to be mixing and morphing old timelines and energies that are not mine into a life that I'm creating consciously. And I just wish that for the people. I wish we wake up. I wish we come together and think, are we still here talking about racist riots and doing all that shit? It's a joke. But maybe these old timelines are being purged for the final time, because obviously we've got to see bloodshed before things finally change, before new opportunities present themselves for the people. And there's potentially one there's a few ways of interpreting this at the minute. This is not to discount the pain and uncomfortability of everything, but as the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius sort of like one ends, and we've been seeing the ending for a while. Endings can last 10, 20, 30, 100, 400 years, you know, but once that shift of consciousness settles into the people, and especially those who are meditating and connecting and harnessing the downloads right now, once that settles into our consciousness, we are resilient, we are strong, we are 144 and the clock just passed, we are not to be played or messed with. So as these timelines of silliness and idiocracy become purged, fascism, whatever's coming up in psychologically or philosophically, even for the people right now, rest in peace to the souls that have departed, and I trust that we find our peace and we try to maintain conscious decisions for ourselves and don't get trapped into the walls of trying to maintain lives that are beyond our means and being told what to buy and this, that and the other, and subscriptions coming out of our bank accounts here, there and that. And if we focus on the essentials, we focus on life and sleep and truth and honesty and love, and don't play into these narratives of pitiful behaviour against our fellow, every man and every woman, fellow countrywomen, fellow countryman. Like, there's more power in regulating our emotions right now, and maintaining and not putting this to violence than letting it pan out in the ways that it is, harnessing fiery energy in other ways. So I just think, that was an interesting insight from us yesterday. It's like, what is being purged? Why have we gone back into this weird cycle of things that we thought we were done with by now, haven't we? Weird. 1, 2, 3, 4 just gone on the clock. Let's rise, people.